Alright, well, we're
Inside
live
the buzzer.
on RRN for the broadcast of the the post-race press conference assembly here at Oklahoma Oklahoma Superspeedway. And our first question will be asked from Wow, reporter for England Weekly. Wow. Wow asks, he has a question for Ashlammer. What is his strategy going into the next race, and does he want duct tape for the weekend? Or no, let's see.
What? Oh,
Just
wait. I just did some math, and I'm pretty sure that I'm now 100% in the next round.
Ash, would you please not talk over the press conference?
he was
Wasn't the
asked a
question for me?
Yes, the question was
My
for
bad.
him.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought you were
pretty.
doing your points.
No. I'm pretty sure I'm completely set going into the next round. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I just want to show up and get those bonus points. It is my home track. I got to show up for Cookout, who's my sponsor for the race. Head down to the Cookout down the street after the race or before. But I'm just gonna show up to my home race and get some bonus points.
All right, thank you. That was a
Otherwise,
question.
I'm just there to have fun.
That was from Wow. I have a question. I am Ace from RRN reporter. I have a question for Tyler. Me and you were talking about this early in the race, but I am genuinely interested. If you were allowed to, this is all if you were allowed to post any. But what are the chances, do you think, of for the future of Rucs and where it will go under which leadership, in which direction it will go?
Yeah, I remember that. That mostly just depends on if we can, like, Ash Lummer and Zach Dafowski, they can be active during more whenever school comes back for the most part. So as long as they are active and are available to help host, then we might be able to do another couple of seasons or whatever other stuff. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Tyler Sage. Dale from Weekly Racing newsletter has a question for Adam Reed. Dale? Tom.
So heading into the next round of Chase or Charlotte, how do you feel, and will you try to go for a championship?
Of course, I'm gonna always try and go for a championship, even if it is my last season in racing. I'm still very competitive. I still love racing. It was time for me to go, so I had to. But with all my heart, I still love racing. I enjoy it dearly. So, of course, I'm gonna drive for the championship, and we're gonna do our best. Charlotte should be fun. We love doing road courses. It's probably our favorite thing to do in the when it just comes to motorsport in general. So we'll hope to do good there, even if it's not our favorite. Rovals are kind of stupid in my opinion, but it'll be good fun. And yeah, we're gonna drive for the championship.
All right.
All right, that was Tom from Weekly News Racing Letter. I have a question for Aw. Which series, not exactly your favorite, but which series are you leaning more towards for driving for, as you got a win to get into the chase? I think you were out of the chase at Sonoma for the final race for the regular season, and you got into the Rucs chase, but you decided to pledge your points to the Truck Series. But now, again, we have seen you at a Cup race earlier today. So, which series are you more leaning towards?
Honestly, trucks. I feel like drivers there are kind of closer to my skill rank. I have a better chance of winning that championship.
All right, thank you all.
What?
Our next question will be asked for Marcus by Wow reporter for England Weekly as well. Wow. Oh, okay. WoW is not available currently. Jay, I think that was his name. Jay has a question from RRN. Um, take it away, Jay.
Yes, it's actually Jonathan from RRN. I have a question for Ethan. Ethan, you were up there late in the Oklahoma race in prime position, and you actually came home with a P3 finish. Not only did you finish third, but your teammate Trent Cody finished third. How did you look at this day overall for your team of Cody Racing after you both get a top 3 solid result, both being there in the end?
I think he's definitely not going to hurt us tonight, as he definitely does tend to do that when we do not finish good. But I think we're all in the clear for tonight. But yeah, I'm definitely proud of my teammate Trent Cody. I'm definitely proud with the finish. A couple incidents happened that I don't think were really my fault, besides one, which I do admit to. But I was able to finish the race. Stuff happened. What finish yet again was crazy. Just like the Trucks Richmond race that I did watch a while back. But it was definitely a fun race. Happy with how Cody.
All right, thank you, Jonathan and Ethan. Our next question will be asked by Tom, again from England Weekly, and it will be for Mr. Rogers, Remy. Tom?
Sorry.
Remy, how do you feel about heading into Charlotte with not knowing if you're secure or in the chase, and what will you do to try and secure yourself into the chase?
Well, all I was trying to do is like go for a high placement, see if I can get at least a lot of points just to secure myself into the chase. Nothing much was going on. Didn't think I was going to, but things.
All right, thank you, Tom and Remy. Our next question will be for Ash Schlemmer. We already hit Ash Schlemmer. Our next question will
I
be.
still haven't gone.
Our next question will be for Marcus. Marcus, you haven't shown up to a lot of races this season, but what is this season looking like for you?
Well, we're using this as like a research and development season for next season, hopefully, because I did give Rucs officials some info that they could put on next season's patch, but yeah, we're using this as a research development season. Hasn't really been that good. I have some guy in my face. But yeah, so I feel, and the fact that we also have Epic Guy back racing for us in the truck series, I feel like if we could get him used to non-vision lag and death walls and stuff, and then move him the cup, I feel like we could go back to the way we used to be in Rucs. So.
All right, thank you, Marcus. And I have another question for Remy. How did it feel to you were kind of the underdog there at the beginning of the season. I keep bringing this up, sorry, but you have definitely proved everybody wrong, and you have had a string of great finishes recently. How do you feel about that and getting up into the front of Rucs Cup?
Well, I felt like I was proud of myself because I was doing better, getting better finishes than I usually get. But that's what I was at Charlotte. I was probably proud of myself more than I'm proud of myself at other finishes, only because this was a win. But I want that streak to keep on going. Hopefully I can get a top 5 or at least a top 3 next race.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rogers there. Our next question will be from my colleague at RRN, Jonathan.
All right, this is for Adam. Adam, you were in the mix there, of course, coming to the checkered flag through the tri-oval, trying to get the win. You got into it with Remy there. Looking back at it, is there anything you would have done different through that entire tri-oval to change your outcome? You're able to recover from fourth after getting in together with Remy, battling for position there, but would there be anything that you would have done different?
No, I don't think so. It's partially our fault, partially Remy's fault, but at the end of the day, it's just racing, and it wouldn't have it any other way. We were doing our best, just push for position. Thought we could have won, but I'm still going to be happy with P4. That still probably puts us through to the next round, so long as we don't mess up too massively at the road course next week. So, no, I don't really have any regrets or anything like that. I can't change it, so might as well just move on to the next week. That's my outlook.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Jonathan, there. Our next question will be from Shane here, for also from Racing Newsletter Weekly. Shane?
I don't think he's in the call. Shane?
Alright, he's doing a chat thing.
Oh, there we go.
He has a question for Adam.
I'll say it and then I'll type it. Thoughts on my car and my finish. Well, our original car didn't actually survive, so that's unfortunate. We had people at the shop; they're looking into it. So we think it was just something was lodged in the gears or something, got loose, and it just happens. It's racing, but yeah, I thought we finished pretty well in Dar's car. I'll type that out. You can move on to your next question.
Alright, I think Wow for England Weekly had another question there.
He didn't. It was a private question.
Oh. Well, I have a question for Ashlemmer. How does it feel? I'm sorry, I haven't checked, so I might be wrong, but if I'm correct, you are leading in points by a lot?
Correct.
Yeah, how does it feel to have a, well, quote-unquote monopoly on the points currently going into round 1, as you had a okay season, not even a bad one in Corona special, but you're having a downright dominating season this season.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of consistent finishes. The bonus points from the 3 wins being the only repeat winner in the regular season definitely helped going into round 1. But I haven't gotten the car into the since we were at Mexico, so I'm definitely going to be looking to get it back there before we go to Homestead, just to remember what it's like, just because I'm really not worried about making it to the final round, considering I have all those bonus points. Provided I don't DNF all 3 races in round 2, I should be fine. But yeah, I'm feeling good.
Alright, thank you, Ashlemmer, and my colleague again has a question for Tyler Sage. Jonathan?
Alright, Tyler, on that last restart there, you definitely, I'm not sure exactly what went wrong, but definitely something happened on the restart that took you out of contention for the win pretty fast. Is there anything that you would do if you could go back and do it over again? You did have a pretty beat up car as well.
On that last restart, we were getting pretty good push from Leah off the line, so I was hoping that you might be able to push me up through there, and hopefully you might be able to have a chance to go for the win. But they started wrecking in front of me, and I was kind of low already, and I tried to come back up the track, but Austin Chris, bro, he just kind of hit me in a little bit, so I ended up going around, and I was too far back to really recover, and then on the front straightaway, I went around again, so I couldn't really say.
Alright, thank you, Jonathan and Tyler. Any other questions from the reporters?
I'll do another one if you want.
I'm open to questions about other leagues affiliated with RRN.
Well, it's not on my notepad right now.
Yeah, Jonathan has another question.
I have a question for Ashlemmer. Ashlemmer, considering that you calculate yourself into the next round, is there any one track of round 2 that you're looking forward to the most in the chase?
I had a really good time at Rockingham last season, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But also Texas in 2016 sounds like that's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah.
All right, and another RN colleague of mine, he couldn't be here currently, but he is over Zoom calling the computers in the back. RN Hines, what is your question?
All right, this is for everyone. So, you know, gentlemen, a short view back to the past. 2 years ago, Christian Herzog told us, take a trained monkey, place him into the cockpit, and he's able to drive the car. 2 years later, Ash Limmer told us, I have to start my car like a computer. It's very complicated. And Adam Reed said, he pressed during the race, I don't remember what race, the wrong button on the wheel. Question for everyone. Is Rucs driving today too complicated with 20 and more buttons on the wheel? Are you too much under pressure? What are your wishes for the future concerning technical during the race? Less buttons, more or less, and more communication with your engineers.
I think we should have more buttons, as many buttons as possible. I think we should have open comms during the race. We should have only one radio channel for all drivers. But we should also add buttons over the entire steering wheel so you have to hold it in a very specific way, or else you'll accidentally drain your oil duct. I think that would be great for racing.
I'm gonna be quite honest. I didn't understand a damn thing.
He wasn't listening. Could you repeat the question?
Gentlemen.
God.
Wait 1 minute. Wait. Let me find my notepad.
I think I need to close chat right now.
Where's my notepad?
He's gone. I'm sorry.
I need to find my
Please
notepad.
stop. Please stop. You're repeating it.
What?
No,
Chat,
not you. Sorry.
it's not
Chat,
funny.
please. They're not listening. Repeat the question again.
He's saying the funny word.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, a short view back to the past. 2 years ago, Christian Herzog told us, take a trained monkey, place him into the cockpit, and he is able to drive the car. 2 years later, Ash Lemmer told us, I had to start my car like a computer. It's very complicated. And Adam Reed said, he pressed during the race, I don't remember what race, the wrong button on the wheel. Question for everyone. Is Rucs driving today too complicated with 20 and more buttons on the wheel? Are you too much under pressure? What are your wishes for future concerning technical program during the race? Less buttons, more or less, and more communication with your engine.
Well, I'm gonna say more. I'm gonna say more buttons. Actually, I don't know. Buttons just so you can change the handling of your car, because there's times that you can't even control your car in the series, and it gets annoying when you spin out basically off of nothing, or when you drift off the track off of nothing. And so, that's just my opinion on the whole thing. Kind of agree with what Ashlam has said. One communication channel for all the drivers, and maybe have one official in there just so we could have one official in there so we could get calls and stuff on what the hell's going on during the race. So,
Well, personally, I think. This is a question for everyone. You can literally stay, but personally, I think that I think it's good as it is. I could do with racing being. I'm good with how technical the racing is at this point. I don't think it needs to increase or decrease. Maybe decrease a little. I don't know. I like racing being very, very. I like it how it is right now, I suppose, is what I'm trying to get at. I like that the drivers aren't talking as much because you say some regrettable things when you're in the heat of the moment and the adrenaline is going. So I'm personally okay with the radio silence, having spent the beginning and majority of my career in with just radios on, and that's what we broadcasted. I think this is much better, and even though I did get the nickname the Radio Sweetie from it, I do think that what we have now is a little better.
I think more buttons equals good, but I still am waiting for the button to nuke the driver in front of us.
I can agree with that.
All right, and I have a question. I thought of this on the spot, but it's a question for Adam Reed. Adam, now that we've seen more RN broadcasts pertaining to YouTube, which reaches a wide variety of audiences this day, apart from TV, do you wish or not wish to avoid the embarrassment that all those things you have been rumored to have said on the radio in the early days? Do you wish that they were on YouTube?
There's some. I've looked back at it, and obviously, it's heat of the moment stuff. You can't expect someone to get hit into and say, "Oh, that was his fault. That sucks." No, there's a genuine human reaction that you're gonna give off, and I don't see any reason for us to be fake, and I don't think there's any reason for us to be scrutinized or anything like that over what we say in the heat of the moment. So no, I don't regret it. Honestly, it's my thoughts and feelings at the heat of the moment, and I'm going to stand by them.
All right, question from Tom from Weekly Racing article. Tom.
Knowing you're not in the chase and there's not really much for you to do in the chase, are you worried or your plans going forward?
And who is this for?
Ethan.
I just want to check that I feel like I'm gonna have fun at. I'm not gonna get people gonna try and race for a win. I'm gonna go to tracks that I enjoy. That's why I showed up here to Oklahoma. Went out over, probably gonna head down to Charlotte Roval just to endorse the chaos, and then, like I said, just gonna go to tracks I like, have fun with it.
All right, thank you. You too. And I have a question for Marcus, actually. I've seen you consistently in FRG, not to take this away a bit, but I've seen you consistently FRG, making every race, and as I've said multiple times, you are basically the Kyle Busch. You don't have a lot of fans, but you can't deny that you are winning. Would you say you're more focused on that series currently than this series, as you haven't made any races, I don't think, so far?
Well, we show up to Las Vegas. We're definitely that day. Possibly, I think I'm just thinking. Who's that typing? Can you like? Yeah. So,
I think.
Yeah, no. If I like at least 1 or 2 more laps, that I could have pushed Remy to the front and we could have vowed for the win. Because, I started last on the final restart. And I got up to 5th by tandeming with Remy down the backstretch.
All right.
But yeah, no. I think I'm just focusing more on that because, well, I mean, EKM we've been making really fast cars this season, and now that I don't know, we're doing so well now that we have Interstate Batteries and
All right.
putting sponsorship money in Glenn. So,
well,
I think we're mostly just focusing more on.
Well, we have a question from another person who couldn't make it, a intern to RRN, mostly an RBN newsletter reporter, named Ash, I think. Ash has a question for all drivers. Go ahead, Ash.
So something I've noticed with the way that strategy works in Rucs is that restarts allow for a lot of mobility in terms of positions, where if you play it safe and don't get involved in wrecks, you can gain 5, 6, 7 positions every single restart if you start in the back. So it leads me to wonder, would you guys like to see a change in Rucs in terms of how we do restarts to increase the importance of track positions?
Well, I'm thinking tights up. We have to let off in the corner because I don't know. Tights ups, make it where we have to let off in the corners. Then we can that way we can do whatever we want with the other drivers, and that means that we're going wide, I guess. So, yeah.
What I'm asking is like, would it be a good idea to space out the drivers way more at the grid and just put a lot more importance on track position? Because right now you can be in first, you can pit, and then you'll end up, if you don't get any wrecks, you'll be like fourth or fifth after like one lap. So there's not really much importance on track positions, especially at super speedways. So would it be a good idea to add some sort of feature like maybe rolling starts or gridding the cars farther apart?
I say, no, here's what I'm thinking. Put the retards in the back of the field. Because if they go to the back of the field, we won't have Rex in the front.
Does that
Then when
include
we
you?
don't have Rex in the
I think that
front,
includes him.
Yeah, so
That includes him,
uh,
definitely.
Right, Marcus.
okay, any
No, it's
idiots
okay.
that
F1
doesn't
doesn't
have a
sense it.
idiots
You're
that
fine.
don't have
All right.
idiots that don't have a number 56 on their car.
so you? So
Yeah,
you're going to the
that's
back?
kind of,
Okay, he's
you're
still
the
going to the
main
back.
idiot.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
Yep,
you're
he
the
goes to
first.
the
Yeah,
back.
Marcus, go
he's
to
going
the
to the
back.
back.
Marcus goes.
Okay, well, Dale, you'd go to the back with me, and I think Ashlarmer can agree, because considering that going down the
He'd
back,
go to the back, but you'd be in
I
like
mean,
turn
you
4.
think you're
You'd be
clear.
in turn
No,
4. Dale would be just like in the
Get ahead of
restart zone.
you
We'd
could
still
be
find a way
almost
to get
even
there
in.
by the
No,
time we
you could
started.
be almost
Oh,
in
he'd
the
spin.
death on somebody's front bumper, and you'll think you're clear.
But
Um, hmm,
So,
I'll take it from there. No,
yeah.
I think if you space out the field and you start making changes to that, you're taking away part of the fun to it. I think part of the fun watching and personally even driving is the chaos that is the restart. The chaos is being like the restart is one of the most exciting aspects, and I think if you start messing with that, you mess with the whole flow of the race. Because I think restarts are one of like the most important things in Rucs, but they are certainly recoverable, and I think they are good as they are personally.
Fair enough.
How it is, then you can benefit off of other people's communities. It's great.
All right. Well, if there are any more questions, we're still taking questions, but if there aren't any, we are at 27 minutes. We'll come to 28, and I think now if we don't have any more questions, this will be the end of the post-race conference brought to you by Bud. Drivers may exit the RN
I have one
studio.
extra.
Oh, question
Yeah.
from Heinz. All right.
Question.
From Heinz on the Zoom. Heinz?
Yeah, I was in the real life NASCAR, they're starting to use the choose cone. At least they experimented with it in the All Star race. What is everybody's opinion on maybe using that for Rucks in the future if the board decides to use it?
I say use the choose cone for certain races. Like,
I
I don't
see.
know. Only certain races. Like, don't use it for every race, because
Marcus only can show
there's gonna
one of
be there's gonna be some races where one lane's dominant, and we don't want single file restarts. So, yeah.
Marcus, it's not like you're gonna show up to any of them.
Is that Ethan or Dale? Because they sound the same.
that would be.
That would be
Yeah,
Ethan.
I agree. They sound
That would.
I think it'd be certainly interesting to see, but I wouldn't want to introduce it now. I'd want to wait until next season to do it. So I wouldn't be around to see it if it went the way that I think it should. Because I think it should be a next season rule, and we should, if we're going to do anything about rules or rule changes, that we should hold off till next season, seeing as we're so close to the end now.
I have a question for all
Tom
drivers.
from Weekly Racing Newsletter has a question for all drivers.
Speaking of the choose cone rule, which is implemented during the real life All-Star race, what about using underglows for the exhibition race at Laguna Seca?
No.
We already have enough people making
Next question, please.
All right, and
Get this
we
guy
are
out of here.
literally 10 seconds away from 30 minutes. So if nobody else has a question,
Hang on.
Yeah, I have a question.
Who's this guy? Get him out of here.
Who is this guy? Carmus? Get him out of here.
Get him out. Get this
Get him
guy
out.
out
Oh
of
yeah,
here.
no,
Get him.
I'm totally.
Security?
Ask the question. Come on.
Okay, ask the question.
Oh, I have a
Okay,
question.
so
I'm busy.
yeah.
Actually,
I have a
actually,
question.
wait.
Tyler, could you go?
Get that fan out of here. All right. Anyways, we have a question from Radam Eid. Radam.
Hi. I'm just helping out a new fan site called Rucs Stadium. I'd like to ask Ash Lemma a question. Oh no, he's running off. Never mind. No, I'd like to ask. The Charlotte Roval both being your hometown race, and you're already secured in the playoffs. What is your plans heading into it?
Win.
Fair enough.
It's go big or go home. Honestly, it's my home race. I gotta give the home race, the home fans, and gotta give them a show. You know.
All right.
Just get those bonus points if I can, because otherwise it doesn't really matter. I mean,
And do you plan to have any impact with the next seasons moving forward? Do you have any plans?
you know, honestly, I would be open to stepping away from driving should this season be successful for me. I would be open to stepping away from driving and going in as a full-time host for this league, whether it's for trucks or cup or whatever I end up getting put on.
Would you still consider moving on to team management, or would that also be the end of ECM?
ECM will continue as long as I am able to do so.
Right on.
I love having the East Coast kids, and you know, I got a shop only a couple miles away from Charlotte Motor Speedway, just like everyone else. And we're excited to have our home race as well for the team as well as mine. But yeah, I do plan on continuing ECM as long as I am a figure in this league.
All right, that's all.
All right, and there was a.
Thanks.
Did somebody else ask a question? No. All right. Well. Oh, and it looks like our intern at RBN on Zoom has to remember his question. Intern.
Yeah, I just had a question for Golden Ace. Is he present today?
Yes, I am present.
Okay, so I was just wondering about the whole fiasco with the truck series and your illegal truck. What was the deal with that?
All right, so I gotta point it out on our end. I don't want to. I honestly, I'm gonna be
I can
100.
answer.
No, I'm gonna be one. Okay, I will answer. I'm gonna be 100% real here. Okay, let me answer the question. I don't wanna put this as a bad situation for everybody. I just want to put this behind me and just be cool with everybody. But I feel like I'm gonna spark a lot of controversy. So here's what happened. I had a car which had diamond plating, which I gotta say, Rucs, I'm not attacking you in any way, but that roll cage looks horrible. It looks like plastic. Okay, you gotta get a better roll cage, Rucs. You gotta get a better roll cage. Anyways, so earlier in the season, because I didn't see it in the rule books, I'm not saying that that's a reason I shouldn't be penalized. I'm just saying that should be a thing added in the rules. It is not in the rule books, but there is a material guideline. And when I went to Ram, I made a truck, and I thought, hey, diamond bars, that actually looks better than that piece of crap. Plastic bars! So I race every race DNFing, apparently with a slower car. But a lot of controversy happened over the track, and surprisingly, most of the drivers and the fans in the garage and in the stands all agree that I should not get a penalty. But I have stood for fairness, as I did last race. I had slowed down because I had a penalty, and just like this, even if I had DNF'd every single race, if I had won a race, I would literally just quit. I would not be comfortable being in the playoffs, and I am comfortable because I DNF'd every race. But I should still deserve a minor penalty, as I did get a downforce advantage. I don't remember spinning out any of those races. All it was lag or the track messing me up. But
May I
yeah,
also answer the question?
I'd just like to put this behind me, and yes, Adam Reed is my owner. Please don't embarrass me.
No, don't worry. Yeah, so the situation is unfortunate, and I think it's also partial failure on my part to be with all the truck drivers and mention to them how all this goes, so that I will take partial responsibility for the situation. It is an unfortunate setback for the team and for Gold, but he's still in the playoffs. So as far as I see, this is still our opportunity to capitalize. I've had a very similar situation in my career with the glass. We used a different material for the windows, which effectively had made us slower, but was still doing well for us. And so if anyone knows how to overcome accidentally cheating, it's us. But I'm not too worried about it. I don't think Gold should worry about it much either, and we should be able to be just fine about this. And I don't see this becoming an issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
another question for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And to all fans and drivers who are watching this, I know you're just gonna make fun of me for it, but honestly, if you're just going to be nice, I'd like you just not to. You can joke about it and everything, but just don't get like mad at me for anything. It's a whole situation. It happened. Don't fight with Ruxbot for letting it happen. Don't get mad at me. Yeah, I didn't know that it was illegal, that material, and I just forgotten midway through. And I just like to put this situation behind it, and in the way I do, just laugh at it. I laugh at things when I that's why I made Ruxcasm. I laugh at things. That's my way of coping with anything.
All right. So, along with that, you are 4 or 5 points behind the lowest driver. Are you going to depend on people not showing up or not qualifying for these next races at Portland and Dover, or what is your approach to these upcoming races?
Honestly, I thought I would have something different when this whole controversy started, but my outlook is not changing at all. It's just reinforcing since I need to get it in this round. But even before all this happened, when I got that Richmond thing, when I just did that, I just thought my main goal for just this season was to get a win. That would just secure my career. If Rux doesn't go on, I'm not saying Rucs is canceled, but if Rucs doesn't go on for a long time, I would be happy with my quote-unquote temporary career. So,
Okay, but another question. We noticed that with every single driver in this trucks chase, there's only one team that has multiple drivers, and that's Leah Racing, and they have 40% of the chase field going on there. What do you think? Do you think that is going to give them a big advantage? Is that something that you're going to have to deal with during the chase?
I think it is for this season. I know this is a press conference, but this is what they're for. I think I'd like to make a big announcement. It's probably going to shock you guys, and I don't mean any hard feelings towards anybody. I was really extremely split, and I thought about it for months over 3 different teams. But I am announcing in this press conference that next season I will be driving for Leah Racing. Yeah. I've just been trying to get to. I'm announcing it now. I've just been trying to get past them in the playoffs. I can't just get past a huge team like that, and my main problem has been teammates, and I'm trying not to feel bad here. And I'm sorry. Alexa is a great teammate. There's nothing against her, but Leah Racing has a few different cars that are consistently running up front, and I'd like to be one of them running up front. So I'm
Question.
Mhm.
Is that offer extending into the Cup Series, or is that just for trucks?
I'd like to know as well. You
Where
didn't
did you
even
get
mention
where
this
did
to me.
where
So
did you
I'd like to know.
where did you get that question? No.
Is it going? Is this offer in Truck Series or Cup Series?
Truck Series. No. No, Truck Series.
I see.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if you informed me on the situation.
I was gonna, but I felt really bad, and I kept on typing up a message and then deleting it. Because
Dude, you
you've
can
been
tell me
like the
whatever.
best owner.
Dude,
This is
you can tell me whatever. I don't care.
okay.
If you
I
need to
just
leave, you
feel
need to
really
leave.
bad
That's
now.
how it is. Dude, it's fine. It's whatever. I just wanted to know.
All right.
Now I know, so whatever.
Ram Motorsports. That's a big news for their Division 2 team.
Stop
Yeah,
saying
we'll
that.
live. We'll beat them all of next season, and we'll DNF 8 times again. So I'm just playing with them.
No, that's funny.
No, it's unfortunate. Had a lot of the lineups changing next year, so we might not have any. I don't think we have any set truck drivers next season, because I think maybe as long as she goes along with it, the plan is to get Alexa to the Cup Series next year. That's if she's still around and the Cup Series is still around and all that. I think that's definitely the plan.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how these truck drivers move up to the Cup Series and see if they're successful. We already have Friction, who is basically the pride of the Truck Series right now, running relatively well in the Cup Series for East Coast after getting an offer from them, starting, I believe, around 8 or 9. But we'll have to see how those drivers do next season.
All right. Well, we are.
That is my final question. Thank you.
We're almost 42 minutes into the press conference here, and I think we will be ending. Any last remarks from any drivers?
Drink Budweiser.
Go team.
All right. Well, thank you. This was brought to you by Budweiser and Gold Standard Plus. But thank you for this Oklahoma post-race press conference.